Hello and welcome to the Circle at Kismet. Today we are doing a reading to gain some insight into your next significant relationship, or to discover some more about your soulmate, twin flame or future spouse. We are using a selection of Kokeshi Dolls and a taste of the Orient to help with this reading. At the end of the reading you will have a chance to pick a fortune stick with some guidance on the future. So let's take a look at the potential options. Option number 1. Option number 2. Option number 3. Option number 4. Option number 5. Option number 6. Option number 7. And option number 8. This reading is not for everyone, so please take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Timestamps are down below in the description box, along with the cards used and ways to help support the channel. Also, there are details of my Etsy shop, in which I list items from readings and pieces of interest, so do take a look. And without further ado, I'll see you at your reading. If you picked option number 1, here's your reading. So if you picked option number 1, here are your cards. But first of all, we're going to start off with your letter. And here it is. So this is a letter to give you an indication of how the person in your future feels about you. It says, "The calm, reassuring trickle of the water from the fountain adds to the soothing ambience of the Zen garden. It is a short walk from the large, imposing boulders that surround the area to the centre. The firm crunch of clean white gravel underfoot leads me to my seat. The carefully created spirals in the stones are mesmeric and aid the meditative tone of the space. I close my eyes, breathing deeply in this most peaceful moment. You appear in my mind's eye. Your warm smile is captivating. You take my hand and we sit enjoying the present moment without distraction or worry. When I open my eyes, you are gone, but the special memory of this moment will live with me until you appear once more." So onto the cards, and the first card represents them, and it is number 21, and it's the Dove spirit. Be peace. Doves symbolise stability, peace and love, and the person represented by the Dove card is someone who holds these traits. They are peacemakers and dislike confrontation. They are often found bringing people together, pacifying situations that could have the potential to be heated, or laying the groundwork for a smooth transition. They do not like to enter into small talk or situations they can happily bypass. Soaring above the world, they get a beautiful overview of what is below them, but on a negative note, they may not delve beyond this superficial. So often, they do not have the pieces of the puzzle or the in-depth knowledge required to give an overall opinion. They can be accused of coming across as innocent when they have some hidden depths and complexities. They also have high ideals and can be aloof to those that they feel do not fit their high expectations. The next card should represent you, but 2 actually flew out. So we have, first of all, number 29, Phoenix Transmutation. And we also have card number 16, the Enchanted Fern Grotto, Witch's Refuge. So the 2 cards that came out, the first represents the person you are today. You are thoughtful, kind and caring. You have meticulously planned each chapter of your life so far and strategically worked hard to attain each step. The other card represents the new and emerging you. It is time to begin to become the person you are meant to be. The foundation you have laid will be vital to your future, but now you need to focus on what you want and begin to strive for it rather than being merely a pipe dream. Your goals are closer than you think, and with your attention to detail and organisation skills, they will come easier than you thought. Any anxieties that are holding you back will become distant memories when your new direction gains momentum. You are about to re-emerge from your current state, a new and improved version of yourself. So the next cards reflect the energy when you meet, and you have new supportive connections and playing it safe. When you meet, one or both of you will have been guilty of playing things safe. Not to say taking risks is a good thing, but calculated plans which have been thoroughly thought through are often missed, and a little sensible spontaneity is not a bad thing. You are entering a phase of meeting a wealth of new people. These may be connected to this love issue, or they could lead you to the suitor. But these people that are being introduced to you are allowing you to experience an array of new opportunities. Not all are good. Some have been sent to test or try you, but they will all provide a learning curve or lessons, and most importantly will give you the basics that you need for the next phase. So next we've got some ideas of places that you may meet or encounter each other. So we've got somewhere up in the air, like a hot air balloon, on a plane ride, in a skyscraper, somewhere that's up in the clouds or very high up. For some of you, around horses, carriages or methods of transport. There's a love seat in a beautiful garden, at a party where dancing and merriment are at the helm, where trees are felled or where wooden objects are carved, where people bathe or relax in water, overlooking a red sunrise or sunset, where fierce animals can be seen and observed, in a tropical-like environment, in painting or art or some form of creative classes, where fireworks light up the sky. For one of you, you will meet by a white picket fence. Another will be where an orchestra or string instruments play. And for one of you, you will see their reflection in a mirror behind you before you actually meet. The next group of cards are how things will progress, and you have the Four of Cups, the Chariot, the Nine of Wands, the Sun, and the Strength card. In love, you may have been single for a long time, or may have been in a self-imposed bubble, keeping love or romantic connections at bay. This suitor may be someone you have met or connected with previously, or someone has mentioned this person even though you haven't actually met in the past. When things begin to move, they will move swiftly. You may be asked to make a decision early in the relationship. It could be a choice of two lovers or a move of house, but it is major in a relationship and in comparison to the quiet that you have experienced in recent times. Weigh up all the options, be open to change and opportunities that present themselves to you. Be true to who you are, as you may both have very different attributes, but working together you will bring out one another's strengths and support each other in areas where you are weaker. So the next two cards are what you need to surrender, and you have Surrender the habit of people pleasing, which basically says speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. And you also have surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. Surrender how others view you. The picture in your mind and trying to live up to that vision can be challenging. Take things step by step and only promise what you can deliver. The want to please those around you and put yourself behind others could hamper your progress. Because you are used to putting others' needs before your own, you can be taken for granted. It's time to do what you need to do and to put yourself first for a change. The next cards are what you will learn. You have card number 39, a Metox, repairing the body, mind and spirit. You have card 58, the Vanishing Mirror, ego sublimation. And you have number 33, Joyful Muse, which is the card of inspiration. So you're going to learn that you are more than others see you as, and how to portray yourself to show your hidden traits to the best of your ability. You will also be able to show how you need to take time for yourself, and how this will flow into allowing your subconscious to tap into new ideas and inspiration for the future. And then the last cards we have are crystal cards. So you have the card of Ametrine, which is balancing masculine and feminine energies, allowing your feminine side to creatively inspire you and your masculine side to give you confidence. And the next card is Rubellite, which is passion and purpose. Your enthusiasm gives you energy and motivation to work on a meaningful project that is dear to your heart. So as far as the crystals are concerned, Ametrine is a stone that combines amethyst and citrine, and it is said to relieve tension, to stimulate creativity, and to bring balance as well as mental stability and self-confidence to the fore. And Rubellite is connected to the heart chakra and helps healing emotional well-being and opening the heart to love, peace and harmony, as well as encouraging compassion and gentleness. So if you have either of these stones as a talisman or maybe as some jewellery, now's a good time to actually wear them. So that's it for the cards, but we've got one more thing to look at. So we have a selection of fortune sticks here to choose from. These are depicted by colours. You may wish to pause the video or close your eyes. Concentrate on the fortune sticks. Take a few deep breaths, and when you open your eyes, see where your heart is drawn. You may feel that more than one fortune stick is for you, in which case seek guidance from the ones that you are drawn to. So starting at the top, we have yellow, orange, red, brown, pink, lilac, purple, grey, black, navy, sea blue, turquoise, forest green, emerald and mint before returning back to the yellow. So let's see what the fortune sticks have to tell us. The yellow one advises us there's excitement and intrigue just ahead. Orange reminds us if you want a rainbow, you need to tolerate a little rain. Red says, look to rekindle forgotten happiness. For brown, look to the past, but do not stare. Pink tells us love is waiting in an unexpected place. Lilac's advice is to step back from the issue as there is more to know. The deep purple tells us your natural wit will lead to success. Grey advises a chance meeting could change your destiny. Black says to trust in a good friend's wisdom. Navy reminds us to go with your intuition as it's rarely wrong at the moment. The sea blue says you have a secret, guard it well. Turquoise tells us joy comes to those who face their fears. Forest green advises us an unexpected source will bring you joy. Emerald green tells us to not pursue happiness, create it. And finally, the mint green tells us your current problem will solve itself. If you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to give us a like, share or subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. If you picked option number 2, here's your reading. So if you picked option number 2, here are your cards, but first of all we're going to start with your letter from your significant other, which is here. And it reads, I love the idea of tradition, the knowledge that for years, if not longer, something has been undertaken meticulously in the same way it always has been. It honours our ancestors and comforts our elders to know that customs and the wisdom that has been brought with them would live on through generations yet to come. I kneel at the tea ceremony, observing the attention to detail and how the process unfolds. The delicate trickle of the green tea into the vessel pierces the calm, serene aura of the room. I love tradition in my relationships too. Falling in love is not an everyday occurrence and deserves reverence, as does the beautiful soul who won my heart. So that's always a lovely way to start the reading before we go on to the cards. But now on to the cards. The first two cards that flew out together reflect them, the other person in the relationship. And we have number 40, Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. And we have number 36, the Koi Fish Spirit, there is always enough. The first card is the Mouse Spirit. The mouse denotes someone who works extremely hard and often doesn't get mentioned for being such an integral cog. They apply minute detail to all they do, and everything is meticulously planned, tested and tweaked to be just right. Those represented by the mouse card do not like being in the limelight and will often be found behind the scenes, behind those who lap up the attention. They know their importance and can cunningly negotiate what they seek as a reward without the accolade that comes with it. The second card is the Koi Fish card, denoting someone who goes with the flow and who faces things as they approach. Koi fish people are often those who have a wealth of experience and knowledge. They once again keep away from the forefront of life, hidden under the water. The person represented by these two cards will be someone who is good at balancing things in life, who may have weathered the storm and taken knowledge with experience. They are wise, yet they have an unrelenting young spirit. The next cards that came out represent you, and again two came out. So we have the Bee Spirit, which is prosperity, and we have Guardians of the Land, which is protection. The first card that came out is the Bee Spirit, and Bee Spirit people often have little time to themselves. They are good planners, they work well in a team, and as they finally see results coming into fruition, they are often busy planning their next venture, or swept away in another direction, so don't actually fully see or appreciate the results that they've brought into being. Bees are organised, focused and loyal. Bee Spirit people are often so busy doing things that they happen to miss a lot of the smaller things in life. Opportunities and the journey are often lost on these people. Having a goal is great, but enjoying the process is part of the journey. The second card is Guardians of the Land, which is about protection. We need to look after ourselves and those around us. Working all the time can lead to burnout, or splitting our time in various directions may not bring the results we want and can cause us to be depleted. Stay on course for your goals, one at a time, and take the time to savour the accomplishments that you deserve. The next cards are the energy when you meet, and you have travel, and you have intuition and manifestation. There's very much an essence of movement around the time you meet. It may be that you're moving home, job or college. So there's definitely some form of transition that could be taking place. The move could be that you're travelling. It could be on holiday, or it could be from place to place, but in a way that you may not have done before. This meeting will come at a time where spiritually you're becoming more in tune with your inner wisdom. Your intuition is on point, and what you have worked hard for and put time and effort into creating is now coming to fruition. Now is the time to look into manifestation and how to draw in what you wish to achieve, experience, and what your heart desires. So the next section, we're going to get some idea of where you may meet this person. So for some of you, it's what almost looks like a chessboard or something of a similar pattern, where you would find suits of armour on display or worn, near a beautiful indoor or outdoor water feature that holds fish, near a yellow and black stripes in some form. So that could be a costume, it could be a decoration. At a cinema, watching something you've wanted to see for a long time, or re-watching a classic film. On holiday or whilst travelling. At a psychic festival or other mystical event. Near where you see a frog or a rainbow. When watching or participating in a diving or swimming event. When one of you is on or nearby a swing. For one of you, you will meet in a place where you are trapped, like a prison museum, an escape room, or in stocks, etc. For another of you, you will meet near an elaborate climbing rose bush. And for one of you, you will meet as a rather violent storm is brewing. The next batch of cards are how things will progress. And you have the Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Eight of Swords. You may have previously felt frustrated on how your romantic connections have turned out, or the lack of them. But when you meet, things will connect instantly and will begin to move swiftly. It will be a time of new and eye-opening adventures. For some of you, more than one suitor may appear at the same time, and a choice must be made. It's not a straightforward choice, as it would seem, and it will feature many factors. For others, you may be torn between something and someone. There may be a cultural difference, a distance between you, a job that's taking you away from home, but there will be some decisiveness required, and you need to have faith in your eventual decision. The next cards are what you need to surrender. And the first one is surrender worry. Make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body, focus on the power of your heart, and have faith that Spirit is guiding you always. And you have surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. You need to surrender your worry about certain things. Many do not manifest, and being concerned about scenarios that do not come into being is depleting. The energy could be used and better spent on other things. You also need to perfect your connection to results. Life is often about the journey and experiences, as we've said before, not just the overall outcome. Being too focused on how things will end eventually leads you to being rigid, and you will miss things that may guide you to other opportunities which may be your eventual path. The next two cards are what you will learn. And you have number 23, Fortune's Wheel, Luck and Right Timing. And then you have number 10, which is Deep Diver, Diving into a Task. You will learn that you do not need to be at the helm of everything, and that sharing responsibility can be a positive step. You will also realise that condensing your time to do what is required and not worrying about what could happen allows more time to delve deeper into things that will benefit you in the long run. And the last two cards are some crystal cards. So we have Tiger's Eye, self-confidence through God confidence, believe in yourself by believing in God working through you. And we have Moldavite, unconventionality. Your unique qualities are an important part of your life's purpose. It's okay to feel and be different from others. So Tiger's Eye promotes clear vision and is often connected to turning negativity into positivity and good luck in general. And Moldavite is a transformative stone, bringing deep shifts in energy and outlook. It is said to aid letting go of feelings that are outdated and despondent thoughts from past traumas, allowing one to move forward into the new without the past restraints. So if you have either of those crystals that you can carry or you can wear, this is an optimum time to utilise them. So that's it for the cards, but we have one more thing to go on to. So we have a selection of fortune sticks here to choose from. These are depicted by colours. You may wish to pause the video or close your eyes. Concentrate on the fortune sticks. Take a few deep breaths, and when you open your eyes, see where your heart is drawn. You may feel that more than one fortune stick is for you, in which case seek guidance from the ones that you are drawn to. So starting at the top, we have yellow, orange, red, brown, pink, lilac, purple, grey, black, navy, sea blue, turquoise, forest green, emerald and mint before returning back to the yellow. So let's see what the fortune sticks have to tell us. The yellow one advises us there's excitement and intrigue just ahead. Orange reminds us if you want a rainbow, you need to tolerate a little rain. Red says, look to rekindle forgotten happiness. For brown, look to the past, but do not stare. Pink tells us love is waiting in an unexpected place. Lilac's advice is to step back from the issue as there is more to know. The deep purple tells us your natural wit will lead to success. Grey advises a chance meeting could change your destiny. Black says to trust in a good friend's wisdom. Navy reminds us to go with your intuition as it's rarely wrong at the moment. The sea blue says you have a secret, guard it well. Turquoise tells us joy comes to those who face their fears. Forest green advises us an unexpected source will bring you joy. Emerald green tells us to not pursue happiness, create it. And finally, the mint green tells us your current problem will solve itself. If you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to give us a like, share or subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. If you picked option number 3, here's your reading. If you picked option number 3, here are your cards. But first of all, we're going to go to the letter. So this is the letter. And it reads, I sit, my body resting in the soothing hot spring. I can feel the warmth of the water tending to my aching muscles and can sense the minerals at work on the same. The boulders that surround this peaceful place and seclude the natural spa are swathed in mist as the warm waters meet the chill in the air. As I begin to relax, my gaze softens and a vision of you and I forms in the swirling vapour. We look happy, lost in the moment and shutting the world out from our close union. As the image fades, so do my hopes of finding you, until I remember something I was told. What is meant for you will not pass you by. It will find a way. I always think that's a really nice way to start the reading. And so onto the cards. So the first card represents them, and they have number 56, Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. The spider spirit denotes a person who is very creative. They may be creative with their hands, with their words, or anything that needs a broad and vivid imagination. They take time to warm to people and can often cause a reaction when they meet them. They are a love them or hate them type of person. They are very supportive of those close to them or those they hold dear. Those represented by this card can be blinkered and do not always have long-term goals, seeking shorter, smaller projects that they have more chance of achieving than more substantial desires. On a negative note, they can be prone to telling stories, some true, others manufactured, to captivate attention. They are also prone to exaggeration, as they want to seem more interesting and exciting than they are in reality. The next two cards represent you, and we have Moonlight Enchantment, the card of magic, which is number 25, and then we have card number 9, which is Crystal Cave, Trust. 2 cards flew out for you, and these interact perfectly. The cards Moonlit Enchantment and Crystal Cave both denote a person who is perfectly aligned on their spiritual path. You are at ease with yourself and the path you are currently on. Sometimes you wonder if you should be doing more or if you are doing things correctly. You should know by now that everything happens at the right time and for a reason, and if you are not supposed to be doing something, that door will stay firmly shut until the time is right. The only thing you have trouble with is judging people and their personalities. You have put your faith into people who did not deserve your attention or your invested time, with those not worthy of your efforts. But this is because you have a personality that is drawn to those who need help in one guise or another. The next cards are the energy when you meet, and you have the honouring path, increase, and family, friends and guides. When you meet, the phase you are in will be one of an upturn of luck and increase in some area of your life. Things are coming together, and what seemed empty before is now more fulfilling. It is also a time of family, celebrations and honouring those who have gone before, particularly family members or guides who have knowledge to share and guidance to offer. It may well be that through family that you may meet one another. You could be given indications of who you will meet in dreams way before you actually come together. This is also a time of communities and those you work with or live nearby. It's a time of people coming together, possibly at specific events that will slowly lead to your official introduction. So now we just have a few ideas of where you may potentially meet. For some of you, you will meet where books are read, shared, written or displayed. Near a huge painting of a famous figure you potentially studied at school. Where the winds are uncontrollable and where battening down the hatches is happening. Somewhere you can paddle in bare feet or swim outdoors. For some of you, around Halloween, 31st of October, will be important. At a performance where people clap. In a bank or financial institution, or where money changes hands or is important. In a themed garden where you will see someone trimming roses or other native plants. Under a full moon. One of you will meet at a religious ceremony. For another, it will involve a huge clock where you have to do a double take to note the time. And for one of you, a nursery rhyme is the key to your connection. So the next batch of cards are how the relationship will progress, and you have the 5 of Cups, the Lovers, the 9 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the 8 of Cups. This relationship may leave you hesitant as it progresses so slowly. Potentially, you may have been in relationships in the past that are falling apart, and until you are actually fully sure of how you feel, you do not want to enter into anything serious. This relationship has potential to thrive, but does appear to stop-start over and over again, even from the outset. I feel you have so much in common, but also there are some monumental differences between you, which aids the reasons for coming together but then pulling apart. You have a lot you can learn from one another, but perseverance is the key if you are sure this is the right person for you. The next 2 cards are what you need to surrender. So you have surrender to play, take a break from overthinking a goal, do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. And you have surrender your intuition. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings or aha moments that come through to guide you. You of all people should be good at trusting your intuition or gut reaction. Yet on some occasions you still question it. Why? If something feels wrong, sadly, it's usually because something's not sitting right, and you are correct. Learn to hone your intuition and trust it unless you have reason not to follow your instincts. You have lost the ability to just relax, laugh and have fun. To recoup this, shrug off your restrictions and do something you enjoyed when you were younger. Revisiting a nice activity again may spark what you need to reignite and bring forth what you were lacking. So the next 3 cards are what you'll learn from this relationship. And you've got number 18, Eyes of the Eagle, rising above the fray. You have number 31, In the Hand, the universe is your partner. And number 4, the Caterpillar, which is opportunity. So you'll learn many more opportunities that are available to you if you trim down the dead wood in your life that many of us carry through habit. You will also learn what it is to detach from people at times, and that it's not a bad thing to step back or to rise above things. It gives you a new perspective on old situations and allows you to make choices. Finally, working in rhythm with the universe will help in many areas and will allow your spiritual path to unravel before you with ease. And the last 2 cards are crystal cards, and you have the card of Appetite. Progress, not perfection. Don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how far you have come and all you have learned. And the card of Turquoise, Spiritual Path. Your true beliefs are coming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. So Appetite is said to enhance insight, creativity and learning. It is also there to aid intellect, acceptance, concentration and clarity. And Turquoise is a stone of wisdom and knowledge, said to bring calm and grounding when required. It's also a stone that brings together things to work at their optimum for your highest good. So if you have either of those stones, or you have jewellery that you can maybe wear either of those stones, this is a good time to bring them out and bring them together and utilise them. So that's it for the cards, but there's one more thing to come. So we have a selection of fortune sticks here to choose from. These are depicted by colours. You may wish to pause the video or close your eyes. Concentrate on the fortune sticks. Take a few deep breaths, and when you open your eyes, see where your heart is drawn. You may feel that more than one fortune stick is for you, in which case seek guidance from the ones that you are drawn to. So starting at the top, we have yellow, orange, red, brown, pink, lilac, purple, grey, black, navy, sea blue, turquoise, forest green, emerald and mint before returning back to the yellow. So let's see what the fortune sticks have to tell us. The yellow one advises us there's excitement and intrigue just ahead. Orange reminds us if you want a rainbow, you need to tolerate a little rain. Red says, look to rekindle forgotten happiness. For brown, look to the past, but do not stare. Pink tells us love is waiting in an unexpected place. Lilac's advice is to step back from the issue as there is more to know. The deep purple tells us your natural wit will lead to success. Grey advises a chance meeting could change your destiny. Black says to trust in a good friend's wisdom. Navy reminds us to go with your intuition as it's rarely wrong at the moment. The sea blue says you have a secret, guard it well. Turquoise tells us joy comes to those who face their fears. Forest green advises us an unexpected source will bring you joy. Emerald green tells us to not pursue happiness, create it. And finally, the mint green tells us your current problem will solve itself. If you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to give us a like, share or subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. If you picked option number 4, here's your reading. So if you picked option number 4, here are your cards. But first of all, we're going to do your letter. So here's the letter from your potential suitor. And it reads, "The sun sets slowly, leaving a beautiful silhouette of Mount Fuji. Before it sets, the ice-topped mountain looks picturesque with its cool white tip partially hidden in a mist of light cloud. It's hard to believe that this stunning landmark was once a bubbling volcano. Peaceful now, it shows the way beneath the calm exterior hides a passion that has a potential to ignite the eternal flame. As the sun gives way to the moon, and day to night, the lunar light sheds its shimmering glow across the landscape. I hope one day soon we can share times like these together, making memories and visiting breathtaking places of natural beauty." I always think it's a lovely way to start the readings with a letter. And now on to the cards. So the first card we have is them, and it is number 7, the Bee Spirit. Sweet results await. The Bee Spirit card is one that denotes someone who enjoys working in a team and who is not frightened of hard work and effort to a chosen goal. They are not everyone's cup of tea and can be prone to keeping themselves to themselves, especially when they don't have to interact. They enjoy their own company, so are not concerned by spending time alone. As the weight of a bee has been well researched and revealed that they are actually a scientific marvel flying against the odds, it also reflects the abilities of the person represented by this card. They are fearless, determined, and are relentless when a goal is in touchable distance. On a negative note, they can be quick to temper, and they can lash out and snap. Their sting is not something you thankfully see often, but if you do, it is because they have been pushed too far. The next 2 cards represent you, and you have card number 44, Toadstools, Growth, and card number 14, Earth Spirit, Stability. You are quite self-sufficient and have shut yourself away in recent times to work on yourself. This inner work has paid off for your spiritual journey, but has left you feeling a little isolated. Love feels like something you would like to participate in, but the search for a mate can feel like a chore. This is because the previous people you have connected with have been those who have been sent to teach you something, or vice versa, and not long-standing connections where you are equals and on a similar level to one another. The phase you are entering into will now flip this on its head, and your connections will start to feel like they have more substance and longevity, as you are now drawing forth equal partners and those who will be around to support you for your good. The next cards are the energy when you meet, and you have new beginnings, commitment, and status quo. When you meet, you will be on a precipice, with an old cycle ending and a new phase emerging. It might be hard to see the end of certain things, but as we grieve what has gone before, by processing the loss and releasing, it has cleared space. It becomes apparent there is a welcoming void for something new. Your suitor may be part of this transition, or they may actually instigate this change. There may be a clear before and after moment where life changes on the flip of a coin. So next we have some ideas as to where you may meet this potential suitor. So we have where a compass or sundial is displayed or required, in a place where you are transported back in time, which may involve dressing up or observing living in a different era, at a riverbank where beautiful birds adorn the water or the skyline, at a performance of a Shakespearean or other iconic writer's play, at a fashion show where strange and wonderful garments are displayed or worn. You may be paired with someone outside your control for a game or a group activity, in a field of grain where the horizon looks blissful, For one of you, you will meet in a street of multicoloured houses with possibly cobbled or unusual streets. For one of you, you will meet where contracts are signed or witnesses are required. And for one of you, you will find a pin or a needle shortly before you meet, and their dress style will spark a conversation. So the next cards are how the relationship will progress. And you have the Six of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Fool. At times, you may crave your own space or time to yourself, especially if the relationship is intense. This is a connection of highs and lows. There will be amazing moments, shared experiences, and perfectly aligned adventures, but equally there will be times when you just like to step back momentarily to take a breath, or just to have a glimmer of your old life, just to have some respite. Speak up if you need time alone, express your own emotions, and communicate with each other, as it is what will keep the relationship on track when you may feel things are strained or on a low. There will be a feeling of nostalgia in this relationship. For a handful of you, this may be a person from the past coming back, but for others, there may be traits of other relationships that give you a pang of happiness from days gone by. The next two cards are what you need to surrender. So you have surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. And then the other card is surrender to joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savour it. Indulge in random acts of smiling. During both the hard and easy times, keep surrendering to more joy. The cards for things for you to surrender are things you need to follow. Allow yourself to be happy. You deserve to have this most natural reward for what you have put into the universe. You also need to surrender full power. Allow another to take the strain or to share the controls. Taking full responsibility can be draining and deplete your energy and resources. You are not facing defeat by deciding that you are not doing things alone anymore. The next group of cards, and there was a lot of them, a lot of these actually fell out all at once, are what you will learn from this relationship. So you have number 22, Fool's Embrace, Transmuting Pain. You have number 35, Lost Compass, Getting Back to Integrity. Number 17, Eye of the Needle, Intentionality. And you have Lay of the Land, Ancestral Wisdom, which is number 34. You will learn so much from this connection, including things about your past, your family, and potentially seeing history repeat itself through the generations. Embracing what you feel has been painful, but rather than suppressing it, it can be enlightening and help the eventual release. To be more intentional about your goals can help manifestation and focus to bring desires and goals into being. And then finally we have a couple of gemstone cards. You have Calcite, Busy Times and Multitasking. Take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. And then you have Fluorite, Natural Beauty and Authenticity. Be yourself as God made you, naturally attractive and lovable inside and out. So Calcite is known as the stone of action, and it amplifies energy. It's also a good stone for study and learning as well as healing. It's said to be the stone of spiritual cleansing and renews perspective and realigns focus. Fluorite is known as the stone of intuition and is said to aid psychic ability and to help trust gut instincts. It's the perfect stone to restore balance, increase energy, concentration, and to optimise communications within relationships. So if you have either of those stones, either as a talisman or maybe a piece of jewellery, this would actually be a good time to utilise them and to bring them out and keep them around you. So that's it for the cards at the moment, but we've got one more thing to visit. So we have a selection of fortune sticks here to choose from. These are depicted by colours. You may wish to pause the video or close your eyes. Concentrate on the fortune sticks. Take a few deep breaths. And when you open your eyes, see where your heart is drawn. You may feel that more than one fortune stick is for you, in which case seek guidance from the ones that you are drawn to. So starting at the top, we have yellow, orange, red, brown, pink, lilac, purple, grey, black, navy, sea blue, turquoise, forest green, emerald, and mint before returning back to the yellow. So let's see what the fortune sticks have to tell us. The yellow one advises us there's excitement and intrigue just ahead. Orange reminds us if you want a rainbow, you need to tolerate a little rain. Red says, look to rekindle forgotten happiness. For brown, look to the past, but do not stare. Pink tells us love is waiting in an unexpected place. Lilac's advice is to step back from the issue as there is more to know. The deep purple tells us your natural wit will lead to success. Grey advises a chance meeting could change your destiny. Black says to trust in a good friend's wisdom. Navy reminds us to go with your intuition as it's rarely wrong at the moment. The sea blue says you have a secret, guard it well. Turquoise tells us joy comes to those who face their fears. Forest green advises us an unexpected source will bring you joy. Emerald green tells us to not pursue happiness, create it. And finally, the mint green tells us your current problem will solve itself. If you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to give us a like, share or subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. If you picked option number 5, here's your reading. So if you pick number 5, these are your cards, but first of all we're going to go to the letter from our potential suitor. And we'll just read this. It says, the fast pace of the city with illuminated signs, flashing bulbs, hustle and bustle provides a busy backdrop for everyday life. But somewhere in the relentless pursuit for the latest and most up-to-date technology, my heart yearns for a simpler time. One where the written word is still appreciated, where uncomplicated displays of affection were the norm, back to an era where the pace of life was slower and where time was lived in the moment and not through a lens to be shared with the online world. Cities never stop, yet in the humdrum of activity there are still pockets of magic, like when we meet and the universe stands still for us, and on monumental moments of our journey together. I always think it's a nice way to start the reading with a letter, but now on to the cards. So the first card represents them, and it is card number 14, the Chameleon Spirit, Act As If. The Chameleon Spirit is a card that represents a person who is extrovert and who effortlessly fits in with anyone and everyone they interact with. This person has a lot of friends, a large family, or is just well known in their community. They appear to have everything in their life together and all going their way, but behind the facade they hide an essence of loneliness. No substance to some of these connections, or when they need someone, these flimsy, loose connections don't weather the storm. They are looking for love in a more substantial guise, and when they locate it, it will morph and change their behaviour, and to a certain extent their personality as a result. They have so much love to give, but have lacked someone to reciprocate it, or when it comes to love in the past, it may have been unrequited until now. The next card is the card for you. It is the Raven Spirit, and Truth, which is number 32. The person represented by the Raven Spirit card is a mystical figure, a love of all things that make the soul happy. They love simple things, being in nature or small pleasures, visiting places that you feel you have been sculpted into your very psyche. The Raven Spirit represents an inquisitive nature, someone who is stirred up by the lyrics of a song, the aroma of an ancestor's perfume, or an antique steeped in history. Their expectations are high, and their potential suitor needs to be right for them, as falling short would not suffice. However, a need to put ideals on hold and to avoid distancing oneself to get a true feeling of who and what someone has to offer is the only way things will develop for this spirit. The next three cards are the energy when you meet, and you have joyous fun, professional assistance, and stuck energy. You and or the other party in this connection may have considered dating apps, speed dating, or a dating agency. You may well find that this works for you, but when you meet you will both be very much in a similar situation and stuck in your current energy. Therefore, the stagnancy of your situation for them, yourself, or both of you needs to be shaken up. You need to revive what has become stable and to reinvent it to make it more inviting. A need to let your hair down and do things that are fun for fun's sake and to get the energy flowing in a different, more positive frequency is required. So now we've got a few ideas of where you may meet this potential suitor, and these include where fantasy animals are created or brought to life, at an exercise class like yoga, tai chi, a running group or other physical training, where wind instruments are played or learnt, near an array of clear-cut crystal, in an office, library, accountants or other professional setting, where a mandala is on display, in a tattooist or where someone is showing quite iconic tattoos, where ravens or dark birds swoop or fly, at a fairground, circus or other joyous place. For one of you, it will involve an old vehicle. For another, a bunch of colourful balloons will feature or be nearby. And for one of you, a chance meeting in the freezer aisle of a supermarket will melt your heart. The next group of cards are how the relationship will progress, and you have the High Priestess, Judgment, the King of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. This relationship will begin well. A need for a little reassurance and stability, though, would be a positive start. There are two groups here within this relationship. There are those of you who have picked this reading who will have some family interacting and in some cases meddling in this connection. And there will be others who pick this group who have an ex-partner who is overshadowing this new union. It may not be your ex-partner, it could be theirs. For a handful of you, there is a marriage that is still a viable relationship where one party is not being truly honest with anyone concerned. There is a potential for happiness in this connection, but a need to ensure that all is as it seems is the underlying tone for most who pick this option. The next two cards are what you need to surrender. And the first one is surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. And surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. So both of the cards to surrender to effortlessness and wonder and awe work perfectly together. Things will happen in the perfect time, and pushing things that are not ready or trying to go against the flow is a menu for defeat or worse, disaster. So just step back and acknowledge that there is perfect timing at work and it has your best interests at heart. The next group of cards are what you'll learn from this relationship, and you have number 13, the Dream Thief, refusal of the call. We have number 48, the Sky Dancer's surrender. And we have number 11, deep quiet, meditation and stillness. So what is learned in this union is that at times you will need to surrender to just being and let things unfold as they should. If in doubt, go inwards and seek guidance from your intuition or your gut reaction, because inside you will know the answers. Equally, to ignore the call of what is meant for you and to turn away from it can cause issues and lead to cycles repeating themselves over and over until lessons are finally learnt. And then finally we have some crystal cards. So we have Ruby, bless your heart, reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart. And Clear Quartz, let yourself feel all your emotions. Your entire rainbow spectrum of feelings is sending you important messages and guidance. So Ruby is said to be a stone of compassion, creativity, increased energy and defence against psychic attack. It's thought to promote physical and mental well-being and to balance the two. And Clear Quartz is the stone of clarity, which is great for meditation, said to amplify positive energy. And it's a stone that's often connected with cleansing and healing as well as enhancing focus. So if you have any talismans in these stones or maybe jewellery in these stones, this is a good time to utilise it and to wear it or to carry it, so it's actually around you to help with the situations in this reading. So that's it for the cards, but we've got one more thing to visit. So we have a selection of fortune sticks here to choose from. These are depicted by colours. You may wish to pause the video or close your eyes. Concentrate on the fortune sticks. Take a few deep breaths, and when you open your eyes, see where your heart is drawn. You may feel that more than one fortune stick is for you, in which case seek guidance from the ones that you are drawn to. So starting at the top, we have yellow, orange, red, brown, pink, lilac, purple, grey, black, navy, sea blue, turquoise, forest green, emerald and mint before returning back to the yellow. So let's see what the fortune sticks have to tell us. The yellow one advises us there's excitement and intrigue just ahead. Orange reminds us if you want a rainbow, you need to tolerate a little rain. Red says, look to rekindle forgotten happiness. For brown, look to the past, but do not stare. Pink tells us love is waiting in an unexpected place. Lilac's advice is to step back from the issue as there is more to know. The deep purple tells us your natural wit will lead to success. Grey advises a chance meeting could change your destiny. Black says to trust in a good friend's wisdom. Navy reminds us to go with your intuition as it's rarely wrong at the moment. The sea blue says you have a secret, guard it well. Turquoise tells us joy comes to those who face their fears. Forest green advises us an unexpected source will bring you joy. Emerald green tells us to not pursue happiness, create it. And finally, the mint green tells us your current problem will solve itself. If you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to give us a like, share or subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. If you picked option number 6, here's your reading. So if you picked option number 6, here are your cards, but first of all we're going to do the letter from your potential suitor, which is here. and it reads, Life constantly evolves. Moments we enjoy fly past, yet when we endure difficulty or hardships, the pace slows and feels like it falters or drags. Our pace through life can seem like a train journey. The stops and starts, hiccups in daily routine, the change of line being the crossroads that bring choices we have to make. Passengers departing, being our loved ones and friends leaving our story, whilst new acquaintances board. Selected strangers who are set to shape our lives, and friends we are yet to get to know. The bits in between zip past, like the scenery in a blur. When we reach the end of the line, what will we remember? For me, it will be meeting you and sharing the journey of our lives together. The beauty of how our personalities complement one another, how we communicate without speaking, and how you have transformed my life just with your presence. I always think it's nice to start with a letter, but now let's get on to the cards. And the first card is, it represents them, and it's number 68, the Wombat Spirit. Be at home. The person represented by the Wombat card is someone who is very private, keeps themselves to themselves, and who is very self-sufficient. They may have always been like this, or may have adopted this way after some form of inner trauma. This individual was hidden behind a mask, not only to function in their everyday world, but equally to protect what they feel is their vulnerable inner selves. The Wombat Spirit has so much to give and to offer, but can be guilty of detesting change so much that they stay in a lonely bubble, oblivious to the opportunities that can spark so much more in them. If someone were able to alter this cycle, it would make a monumental difference, not only to them, but to the world. The next cards represent you, and 3 jumped out. So you have Spirit Guardian of Winter, which is retreat. You have the Reflecting Pool, which is stillness. And you have Starry Night, which is acceptance. And those are numbers 38, 41 and 33. So, like some of the other groups of cards, these 3 together all have a similar meaning and denote how you have worked on yourself, withdrawn from those who cause you turmoil, and you've healed inner wounds, and most recently worked on your shadow self, the side of which you don't necessarily like, but it's obviously part of your makeup. You are emerging from a period of stillness where you have paused, taken stock, processed what has gone before, and begun to focus on yourself and what you hold dear. You may have seen your spiritual path appear to gain momentum. Maybe you have dreamt about things that are coming into being, had memories or signs, found there is higher guidance and been able to tap into it. You may have been drawn to try new things, but felt this is maybe not the right time. As you slowly leave this phase of contemplation, new doors will begin to open, and more than ever, you will be able to plan your future with a new, crisp clarity. The next cards are the energy when you'll meet, and you have transformation, friends and colleagues, hidden motivations. I feel you are both in a phase of looking for change in your current situation. The transformation you both seek is potentially the catalyst for your meeting. Maybe you will choose a similar path, or will discover a mutual friend that connects your lives in a stroke of destiny. Neither of you are openly looking for love when you meet, so it may take time to realise this individual is a potential suitor. But your lives will run an unusual sort of parallel. Whilst in different circumstances, there will be instances where you do not need to convey what you feel, as they will know from first-hand experience. Look out for those who are prepared to help you with no realistic chance of any return. Those who go to great lengths to reach out to those in need. The ones, for all intents and purposes, who mirror you. So we've got a handful of ideas of where you may potentially meet. So we have near a wooden cabin or a forest setting, near grand steps which lead to your destination, near a beautiful stretch of water or an area where painters have captured splendid scenery, When the weather turns or changes, and that may even feature snow, where a drumbeat fills the air, where children's laughter rings out across the horizon, where certificates or prizes are given or framed or displayed. Some connection to flying, it may be a plane, it might be a bungee jump, or even somebody playing Peter Pan in a pantomime, but it involves something soaring through the air. Where a sword or other prestigious weapons are displayed or used during reenactments. For one of you, you will meet on or near a bridge which has a simple yet beautiful view. For another, an umbrella will cause a stir. And finally, one of your meetings will be near or feature a snow globe or a musical ornament that is very unusual. The next cards are how the relationship will progress, and we have the Tower, Justice, the Seven of Cups, and the Star. As you both start this new life and path together, you will begin to learn a lot about yourselves as well as each other. You will be faced with an array of opportunities. Some will draw you closer together, others will pull you apart, but you must do whatever is best for you, yourself. There may be a period of separation, but this is to clear the energy and to place you both in a better position to decide if your relationship is made to last. This phase will test you and may cause frustration and confusion, but it is necessary in the bigger picture and for the wider universal plan for you both as individuals and as a couple. The next two cards are what you need to surrender. So you have to surrender your need to always be right, give others the gift of letting them be right by yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve relationships. And you have surrender the drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Stay centred. Will help you resolve the issue more quickly. This relationship will highlight the need for you to step back from situations of confrontation or where unnecessary stress snowballs. You are in a phase of being at peace with yourself, and this calm equilibrium is irreplaceable, so do not let things that do not need your input steal that away. Accepting that you can be wrong and it doesn't affect how those see you or view you overall is another positive that you can take from this connection. The next cards are what you will learn, and you have number 62, Will-o'-the-Wisp, Treasures Hidden in the Shadows. And you have number 37, Magician's Sword, Confidence in Your Magic. You will learn what impact a single choice can have, that you possess more power and sway than you thought you had, and will also learn above all that not everything and everyone is as it seems by first glance or impressions. And then finally we have some crystal cards, and you have Larimer, Sensitive Emotions. Times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. And you have Kyanite, make time for self-care. Taking care of yourself is essential right now. So kyanite is known as a crystal of balance and is used to aid the realignment of chakras, to shift energy and in turn spiritual blockages. It is also used to enhance psychic abilities and intuition in all realms. Larimer again is a crystal that helps with balance, harmony and energy. Larimer brings an essence of calm to anxiety, stress or panic-fueled situations. It's also a stone of clarity, healing, protection and ultimately it's tranquility. So that's it for the cards, but there's just one more thing to go to. So we have a selection of fortune sticks here to choose from. These are depicted by colours. You may wish to pause the video or close your eyes. Concentrate on the fortune sticks. Take a few deep breaths, and when you open your eyes, see where your heart is drawn. You may feel that more than one fortune stick is for you, in which case seek guidance from the ones that you are drawn to. So starting at the top, we have yellow, orange, red, brown, pink, lilac, purple, grey, black, navy, sea blue, turquoise, forest green, emerald and mint before returning back to the yellow. So let's see what the fortune sticks have to tell us. The yellow one advises us there's excitement and intrigue just ahead. Orange reminds us if you want a rainbow, you need to tolerate a little rain. Red says, look to rekindle forgotten happiness. For brown, look to the past, but do not stare. Pink tells us love is waiting in an unexpected place. Lilac's advice is to step back from the issue as there is more to know. The deep purple tells us your natural wit will lead to success. Grey advises a chance meeting could change your destiny. Black says to trust in a good friend's wisdom. Navy reminds us to go with your intuition as it's rarely wrong at the moment. The sea blue says you have a secret, guard it well. Turquoise tells us joy comes to those who face their fears. Forest green advises us an unexpected source will bring you joy. Emerald green tells us to not pursue happiness, create it. And finally, the mint green tells us your current problem will solve itself. If you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to give us a like, share or subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. If you picked option number 7, here's your reading. If you pick group number 7, here are your cards, but first of all we're going to go to your letter from your potential suitor. So we'll just open this up and it reads, I sit observing the array of nature around me. There is a chill in the air and I pull my scarf a little tighter to avert the cold. The stunning cherry blossom provides a wondrous backdrop and delicately sways in the gentle breeze. I can feel there is a change in the wind. New chapters are beginning, doors are starting to open and transformation is afoot. I am captivated by the stunning beauty of the moment and wish you were here by my side to share the bliss that this brings. I always think it's nice to start with a letter, but now onto the cards. So the first card represents them, and it's number 39, the Moth Spirit, Surrender Now. The card of the Moth Spirit denotes someone who is brimming with energy. They often take on more than they can chew and flit erratically between commitments or projects, failing to give any substance to one direction. They can also be drawn into things with their adventurous spirit, things that catch their eye and call their enthusiasm. This person is known for being flexible and adapting to different circumstances. They are agile, quick thinkers, and full of good ideas. They love a challenge and equally enjoy the rewards that determination and hard work deliver. They are not always a team player, enjoying being the hero or heroine of their own story and solely enjoying the glory for themselves. The next cards are the cards that reflect you, and you have the Ancient Oak Spirit Strength, which is number 2, and you have the Meandering Pathway, which is the card of Flow, which is number 24. The person represented by the Ancient Oak Spirit is someone who has faced many ups and downs. You have weathered the storm of life and have provided solace to others in trouble. You have also protected many, either from the truth or provided teaching from your own experience to others who walk a similar path to your own. The oak's branches and leaves may rustle in the breeze. They equally may have been battered by the storms of life, but the trunk is solid and the roots provide a firm, secure and stalwart foundation that keep you grounded and ready for almost anything. You are a diverse individual and you can turn your hand to most things and prefer your comfort zone as opposed to a challenge. That said, you have many skills that are yet to be discovered, and a swift, unexpected turn of fate will bring out the best of them. The next cards are the energy when you meet, and you have planning and action, victim mentality, and a consciousness of lack. There's a feeling of being downtrodden when you meet, an essence of feeling you have seen rock bottom and the only way now is up. If you put out to the universe that you lack something, you can potentially draw more of that negativity to you, so be careful of your thought patterns. There is a chance that your paths may cross during this period of despondency or this depressive episode. It really is just a phase. You need to plan for the future. You need to put your dreams and your desires into being. Take baby steps to create what you want. A small idea onto the seed, nurture and grow, and then on to flourish. Your meeting will be the long-awaited turn of events that will add to this, and then you will look back at this phase and realise how far you have come. So next we have a couple of ideas of where you may meet this person. So I've got places like car boot sales, yard sales, garage sales, where you sell for monetary purposes or to cleanse, clear or declutter your space. At night where lights are dim or candlelight is romantically placed by an open fire. Near stones that are carved or decorated and displayed as a centrepiece. In the woods, or in particular near a huge old tree that holds a wealth of history. Near a rustic door or unusual steps. At a festival or fair where like-minded people gather. At a venue where maps are required and there may be a competition that keeps you on your toes. At a celebration for those you know, and where children dance. For one of you, you will meet in an escape room or a similar situation. For another, you will meet where pictures come to life. And for one of you, fate will send a high wind which will blow you into each other's paths. The next group of cards are how your relationship will progress, and you have the Eight of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Princess of Swords, the Princess of Pentacles, and the World. You have a wonderful energy when you come together. You have the ability to lift one another's spirits and to enjoy what life offers you. Communication may be difficult at first. A clash of backgrounds, a long distance between you, cultural differences or an age gap are all possible in this connection. There may be children involved, or children could come along quite quickly in this union. There is a feeling of hiding away from something. Maybe someone will not approve of this relationship and it needs to remain hidden for some reason until the time is right to announce your union. An opportunity to travel is quite possible. Relatives abroad would love to be visited, and there are foreign lands that hold a wealth of history and memories just waiting for you to discover them together. The next two cards are what you need to surrender. So you have surrender comparisons to other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness and power. And the other is surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accept it exactly as it is, and it will bring you peace. It's difficult in today's society with social media not to compare our lives to those around us, in our families or in our friendship groups. But you and your potential partner are unique, as is your union. It will move at the right pace for you both and will unfold as and when it should. If you have aspirations for competing with friends in relationship stakes, it's best to release these ideals and just accept to go with the flow. The next two cards are what you'll learn from this relationship, and you have number 47, Skybridge possibility for union. And you have number 5, closing door, completion. Be prepared to end things that no longer serve you. This may not be easy, but it is long overdue. It is time to move to a new mindset and fresh pastures. This transition will be life-changing, and it will bring on an array of new opportunities and in turn ideas which will bring new energy to the existing situations, not to mention a breath of fresh air to outdated thinking. And then finally we have some crystal cards. You have Sodalite, socialise or join in, make healthy and supportive new friendships and connections by getting involved with a group of like-minded people. And you also have the card of Peridot, life lessons. You can break free from reoccurring negative patterns by praying to know the lessons and blessings they contain. Sodalite is known for its directional guidance, great for creatives for inspiration and ideas. Also enhances focus and dedication to the cause. A great stone for communication, self-expression and vocalising feelings. Peridot is a wonderful stone for relaxation, peace, restful sleep and balance. It's connected to compassion, calming emotions and healing disruption. It dispels feelings of stress, anger and guilt, giving reassurance to those who need it. So if you have any of these stones, or maybe have some in jewellery, this is a good time to bring them out and to have them around you or to wear them. So that's it for the cards, but there's one more thing to come. So we have a selection of fortune sticks here to choose from. These are depicted by colours. You may wish to pause the video or close your eyes. Concentrate on the fortune sticks. Take a few deep breaths, and when you open your eyes, see where your heart is drawn. You may feel that more than one fortune stick is for you, in which case seek guidance from the ones that you are drawn to. So starting at the top, we have yellow, orange, red, brown, pink, lilac, purple, grey, black, navy, sea blue, turquoise, forest green, emerald and mint before returning back to the yellow. So let's see what the fortune sticks have to tell us. The yellow one advises us there's excitement and intrigue just ahead. Orange reminds us if you want a rainbow, you need to tolerate a little rain. Red says, look to rekindle forgotten happiness. For brown, look to the past, but do not stare. Pink tells us love is waiting in an unexpected place. Lilac's advice is to step back from the issue as there is more to know. The deep purple tells us your natural wit will lead to success. Grey advises a chance meeting could change your destiny. Black says to trust in a good friend's wisdom. Navy reminds us to go with your intuition as it's rarely wrong at the moment. The sea blue says you have a secret, guard it well. Turquoise tells us joy comes to those who face their fears. Forest green advises us an unexpected source will bring you joy. Emerald green tells us to not pursue happiness, create it. And finally, the mint green tells us your current problem will solve itself. If you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to give us a like, share or subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. If you picked option number 8, here's your reading. If you picked option number 8, here are your cards, but we're going to start off first of all with the letter from your potential suitor. And it reads, I stand in awe looking at the eye-catching range of coloured fabrics before me. Some matte, some satin, others patterned with the most elaborately sewn designs. The range of textures from soft, cool cotton to heavier weight, denser woven rolls of material stretch as far as the eye can see, and each alluringly unique. Stunning kimonos have been created on mannequins in the background. My mind wanders to you and what colour you will be drawn to. I think your choice would reflect your personality, encapsulating your spirit in the design and finished with the perfect embellishments for your choice. You would look simply exquisite. I look forward to a day when I can not only connect with you, but discover what colour reflects and complements your soul. I always think it's really nice to start with a letter, but now on to the cards. So the first card reflects them, and it's number 19, the dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. The dog spirit is first and foremost a loyal person. As with their canine counterpart, they can be fun-loving and playful, although if provoked they will snap or at the very least lose interest in someone or something that has the power to cause them any harm. Those represented by the dog spirit are young at heart. They may have been sheltered from things in life or not have needed to face a vast array of situations. This can have them being labelled naive, not very worldly or streetwise. Behind the scenes, they know where they want to go, but don't always have a firm plan on how to get there, and sometimes need help from others but are too frightened to ask. Beware of the puppy dog eyes. They have the ability to move mountains and melt even the most frozen of hearts. The next card is the card that represents you, and it's number 17, and it's Fire Spirit, the energy card. The person depicted by the Fire Spirit is someone that is full of energy. They have a very high and distinct vibration. They have the ability to bring out the best in people, to bring together even opposing forces for the higher good. They have a love of feeling useful and wanting to put forward something that everyone will benefit from. Those represented by this card are often team players and can be found organising or at the very least helping out at clubs, community events or anywhere their voice or skills can be turned into a positive. They love working for those less fortunate than themselves and they have such great empathy. They are also someone who will make sure that everyone is included, detesting seeing people isolated or feeling ostracised. They thrive when they are given a position that makes a difference and love making an impact, as well as the thanks and appreciation that comes with it. The next three cards are the energy when you meet, and you have decrease, conflict, and the vast universe. Whilst there are many experiences in life to be had, not all are accessible, especially when your life is already full and leaving no room for the new to come in. You may both face having to reduce commitments in order to find time to allow you to meet, grow and build on those early days together. You may feel that your lives do not align straight away, a mismatch or opposites attracting, but upon closer inspection or further down the line, you will realise you are more similar to one another than you would imagine. There may be projects in the other person's life that sparks interest in yours and vice versa, and this will create an instant interest between you. A need to make time and keep allowing space to connect is necessary if you want this union to thrive. So I have a handful of ideas of where you may meet this person, and these include where flowers are worn in the hair, on a boat trip or connected to where boats are displayed, sold or admired, near a corn, wheat or other field that produces something we can consume or use, at a dog show or other pet or animal related fair, near a cemetery or at a memorial or monument for loved ones who have passed, at a beach or a vast area of sand. There's an unusual dusk time gathering that you may be invited to at the last moment. For one of you, there will be a thunderstorm and a very strange sky that accompanies it. For another, a moss-clad stone near a riverbank will play a part. And for one of you, you will find a white feather close to the time of meeting, and it will be a sign from a loved one of their approval of your union. And then the next cards are how the relationship will progress. And you have Temperance, Death, Seven of Swords, the Empress, and the Ace of Swords. This relationship will come in different chapters, and you will both evolve with each passing phase. You have both waited patiently for someone special to come into your life, but relationships can be challenging, and in this one there may be something that is revealed after being hidden. This has potential to rock what you both hold dear. A need for honesty and to communicate and to work through any issues together rather than pull apart is required. There may be a break in the relationship, and if so, this is a necessary action to reset and realign your paths to where things may have gone off course. When you come together stronger, it will highlight the reason for the period apart and will increase emotion for one another considerably. The next cards are what you need to surrender, and you have surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. And you have surrender the idea you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try and fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. It's difficult to accept that we cannot mould or adjust people to make them more perfect in our eyes, as we are all unique. You may need to surrender this technique or advise someone that you are not prepared to change who you are as you are you. Equally, you cannot change another. They must want to change themselves. Whilst control is important, it must be released to truly go where your life path is urging you to go. You are a free spirit and guided only by fate. The next cards are what you'll learn from the relationship, and you have number 19, Falling Angel, Spiritual Narcolepsy. You have number 41, the Moon Maiden, New Beginnings. And you have number 59, the Wailing Tree, Reconciliations. You may be called to learn that for two very different people there will be clashes, and if you continue to pull in opposing directions, this will impact the union. That's not to say that you should always agree. You just need to learn to communicate and compromise in some situations to avoid the impact and fallout of differences of opinion. And the last cards are some crystal cards, and you have Tanzanite, Ready to Love Again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. And you have Malachite, Prosperity. There's a positive shift in your flow of divine support. So Malachite is known as the Stone of Transformation, and it is said to absorb mental anguish and emotional discord. It is also said to alleviate anxiety and memories that can haunt from a painful past. Tanzanite is the Stone of Serenity and is said to calm an overactive mind, to ease overthinking and bring a sense of peace to life. Tanzanite is also said to aid the spiritual path by carefully guiding the soul to where it should be through experience and memories. So if you have either of those stones, or you maybe have it in jewellery, this would be a good time to wear it and to adopt using it to attach to this reading. So that's it for the cards. We just have one more thing to do. So we have a selection of fortune sticks here to choose from. These are depicted by colours. You may wish to pause the video or close your eyes. Concentrate on the fortune sticks. Take a few deep breaths, and when you open your eyes, see where your heart is drawn. You may feel that more than one fortune stick is for you, in which case seek guidance from the ones that you are drawn to. So starting at the top, we have yellow, orange, red, brown, pink, lilac, purple, grey, black, navy, sea blue, turquoise, forest green, emerald and mint before returning back to the yellow. So let's see what the fortune sticks have to tell us. The yellow one advises us there's excitement and intrigue just ahead. Orange reminds us if you want a rainbow, you need to tolerate a little rain. Red says, look to rekindle forgotten happiness. For brown, look to the past, but do not stare. Pink tells us love is waiting in an unexpected place. Lilac's advice is to step back from the issue as there is more to know. The deep purple tells us your natural wit will lead to success. Grey advises a chance meeting could change your destiny. Black says to trust in a good friend's wisdom. Navy reminds us to go with your intuition as it's rarely wrong at the moment. The sea blue says you have a secret, guard it well. Turquoise tells us joy comes to those who face their fears. Forest green advises us an unexpected source will bring you joy. Emerald green tells us to not pursue happiness, create it. And finally, the mint green tells us your current problem will solve itself. If you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to give us a like, share or subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.